Hello, my name is Art Serratelli and I is a full-service immigration law group. If you have any question about any aspect of immigration law, give us a call. If you've got a question, we've got the answer. The subject of today's video may not apply to every one of you, but a lot of people over the past 14 years that I've been in the immigration law practice, a lot of people have come to me and they say, Art, every time I come into the United States of America at the border, I'm always stopped, always, and I'm always taken into a secondary inspection, and I miss my connecting flight, and they always tell me the same thing. They tell me that I need to sit still, be quiet until I'm spoken to, and they've got to, quote, check my name in the system to make sure I'm not who they think I am. Well, that's a headache. That's an inconvenience. If that happens every single time you come into the United States, and it happens to all sorts of people. It happens to people with temporary work visas. It happens to visitors. It happens to students. It happens to people with green cards. It happens to single people. It happens to people who are married and have children. It happens to a lot of people. Trouble at the border could be more than just mistaken identity. The key to this situation is it's a recurring, over and over, the same problem stops you cold at the border. Mistaken identity. There could be something in the computer system that is fundamentally incorrect about your immigration documentation. Maybe they put the wrong country of birth in your record, or the A number on your green card perhaps doesn't match the A number in the computer. In other words, your name could sound like somebody else's name, and that someone else could be a troublemaker, or there could be something fundamentally incorrect with your immigration record on file with the government at the border. It happens more than you'd like to believe. One gentleman I know, an eye doctor, his wife, also in the medical community as a professional, gets stopped at the border every single time, and she's a green card holder. They have two small children, and they have all her travel documents. They have her passport, her green card. They have all her identifying documents, her driver's license, and they go through the computer. And then they explain, after 20 minutes, a half an hour, they explain, oh, they believe that there's a mix-up with her name and someone else's name, and this someone else, who spells her name the same way, is on a watch list that we shouldn't let this other person into the country. So another half hour goes by. And then finally, maybe an hour and 15 minutes into the secondary inspection, they say to her, okay, we've cleared it up. You've answered a few questions. We've checked with the computer database here at the border, and you're free to go. And the kids have been crying, and she's been delayed, and she still has to get her luggage. Question: is there anything this young lady can do? Or for that matter, if you're in a similar situation, is there anything you can do to clear up this discrepancy one time, once and for all, so that when your name goes through at the border, there's a notation in the computer at the border that says, we have seen this continued problem, and we, the federal government, have resolved the problem, and this lady standing before you right now is not the person who's on the watch list. So therefore, let the person in. Do not bring them to an unnecessary secondary inspection. There is a solution, and it's called DHS TRIP, Department of Homeland Security TRIP program. TRIP stands for something. It's a cute acronym. What I think it means is DHS is trying to stop tripping you up when you come across the border and they hold you for over an hour in some secondary inspection room. But here's the website for DHS TRIP, and you'll see what TRIP stands for. So my recommendation is to take a look and study the DHS TRIP website, figure out how to put your particular problem in words, describe it in a way that will get someone's attention, and if you have any questions, give me a call. If you are being constantly delayed at the border, there's no need for that. Don't suffer in silence. Let me know, take a look at the website, and together we'll figure it out.